Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I got a fun one for you today. I was thinking about this. I want to tell you about things that this guy, Midas, taught me about real estate and life and how it can help you as well. Now, one of the things that Midas is notoriously known for, most dogs are, specifically Goldens, he loves a routine. Every time I wake up, it's always the same. I can expect when he wants to eat, and if I don't feed him on time, he lets me know about it, right? If he needs to go to the bathroom, he lets me know about it. When he wants to go outside, when he rests, every day is the same. His calendar, if I was to map out his day, would look pretty steady Eddie. Why is that important? Well, in real estate, it is so unpredictable. That's one of the fun things about this business. Every day is a little unique. But guys, if you're new to this, you're going to realize that deals are going to fall apart. Sellers are going to tell you one thing and then they ghost you. Through all of that chaos, you have to be the consistent one. So when you have disciplines built in your life and consistency, that is what builds your identity. And what that will allow you to do is, as the winds try to blow you back and forth, you can show up every day and be the best version of yourself. So you do the right follow-ups. Because there's many a times, guys, when I didn't feel right and I didn't have that consistency and routine in my life, there's days I just didn't want to follow up with sellers. I wouldn't pick up the phone. I wouldn't do the things necessary. And you know what? That hindered my growth. But when you have discipline and you have that identity, then you do the follow-up. Then you make sure you're making those offers. And then the other thing is you take the time for the self-growth and you look about how you can grow through all this. The other thing about routine is, when you think of it from a faith perspective, God is a God of order and not a God of chaos. You know, I look at the beautiful plants and things that are around me here in Florida. He shows me this beauty and provides me clarity that he is a God who ordains perfect order. And when you have routine, what it does do is it protects your peace. We need that in our lives. Holy smokes. Peace is so important. So if someone like Midas can stick to a plan without overthinking it, like the mind of a golden retriever, so can we, right? So because success, guys, comes from really showing up and not trying to show off. Too often real estate, the gurus out there are like, try to be like, fake it till you make it. And there's an element of that for sure, but build routine. Build routine. I think everyone could say, having a fur baby like Midas, that they're loyal, right? But truthfully, loyalty can make or break you. What I love about Midas is I can have the worst day in the world, sit down on my couch, and he comes up and wants just to hang out. He loves me, he wants to play fetch. He doesn't care what my day is. Every day is a great day for Midas. He's always there for me. Why is that important? Well, be loyal to your sellers. People remember how you make them feel. If you're just going in there asking a bunch of questions about the property condition and trying to lowball them for the lowest possible price, more times than not, you're not going to get the deal. But if you go in there and make them feel special, ask great questions, try to solve their problem, you come from being transactional to transformational. And that will greatly increase your close percentage. Bottom line, when you have that identity of someone who has empathy and compassion and asks great questions, that equals trust. And when you have that trust, you're going to have a seller that is loyal to you. The number of times, guys, that I've been at belly to belly or even virtually, and we've gotten deals that other investors have also made offers on, and many times we weren't the highest offer, it's because they trusted us. They believed we were going to do what we said we're going to do. And that's a beautiful thing when we look at it from a faith perspective, is that God is not a performance-based God. He loves us for who we are, right? That's what he died for. He sees us where we're at. So that type of love is something we can mirror to our potential sellers, right? Mirror that love to others. At the end of the day, the win isn't in the contract. It's truthfully in the connection, is it not? Be loyal to those on your mission, to people and your calling, and that will pay tenfold to your bottom line. The third thing Midas has taught me is persistence. This dog right here, he will not stop until he gets my attention. 2 to 3 times a day, he will come into my office and he will sit there and he'll kind of just have a little whimper and have the ball in his mouth. Why? Because he wants to play, right? He will not stop until he gets my attention. Matter of fact, as we're walking, he'll check in from time to time. He's persistent to make sure that he's always seeing me, right? He doesn't do it that he's necessarily annoying, but he's committed. That's the same thing with our potential sellers, guys. Most deals, truth be told, as much as I would love it to be that way, do not happen on the first call. You have to have good follow-up, some type of nurture campaign. And truthfully, you need to lead people through the fear. And sometimes people have to go through some experiences before they're ready to sell. Even though you reach out to them today, they might not be ready to sell today, but they could be ready to sell next week, a month from now. So you need to build systems and processes in your business model that allows that kind of follow-up, that things don't happen. In so much that if you can't do it and you're too busy, then you need to find either AI, automations, or another person who can do that for you. But the persistence is so key. The number of times that we have gotten deals that I think we just had a deal recently where our first contact was like October of 2023. And we just got under contract like a few weeks ago. But it's because we stayed in front of them. You know, every 30 to 45 days, we're making a phone call, texting them, saying, hey, you still interested in selling? It's not annoying, but it's just like, hey, we're still here for you if you need us. And then when those people are ready to make that decision, they will, right? Ultimately, guys, you get what you believe you deserve. So when you believe that you can serve someone, you will want to be persistent. So think of this too. Real estate is not meant for the passive person. If that is your mindset, you need to change that identity. Be more like Midas. Be persistent. Be like that dog with the ball in his mouth who wants to play fetch. Keep showing up until the door opens. The last thing Midas taught me is presence. You know, this dog, he has very few needs in life, right? He's got it pretty easy. But he's not expecting me to be perfect. He just wants me to be present. You know, as he's sitting here right now, he doesn't care if I've had the worst day in the world or it's the best day. He just wants to hang out. He wants to be my buddy. He just wants me to show up. And guys, this by far is the toughest skill that I'm still working on. Is as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, my mind is going 5 million miles a minute. And I say I probably fail my wife a lot on this if I want to be transparent with you. You know, many times she'll want to talk to me and I'm busy in my day, my phone's blowing up or whatever, and I don't take the time to be present. Same thing with our sellers, guys. They want connection. They don't want you to come in there and pitch them, although there's something to be said about having, you know, proper things to say. But at the end of the day, you can fumble through all of that. If you're really listening and understanding their situation, that's going to go way further than having the perfect script. Some of the best guys in this business don't have a script. They're just present. And I love that because God is the same way with us. He doesn't require performance. God is not a performance-based God. He's just present with us. As you believe and trust in him, he is here. We can go to him at any point in time. How can we mirror that type of presence with those who we love in our life? Whether it be a seller, a spouse, a child, right? Show up from that place of presence. And really what that does gives you peace. When you can get so good that someone can talk to you, that you can block out all the challenges in the world and spend that time with someone. Actually, this last weekend, a good buddy of mine and my wife met up for lunch, and it was a sweet 2 hours. Like, for that 2 hours, I felt like everything around us, like the busy restaurant, all the noises were blurred out because we just had amazing conversation. So how can you get to that level? It takes time. It takes practice. It takes intentionality. But in this business, guys, presence builds profit. People don't trust deals, do they? They want to trust you. So don't have a perfect script. Just be real, be grounded, and be present with every conversation. So as we kind of put a little bow on this today, what do we all learn from Midas, right? He doesn't need some stupid 5-year plan, although it's good to plan. He just wants to trust that I'll provide for him, right? So what if you did the same with your business and faith and you took these things and applied them, right? Let that sit with you for a little bit. Where are you right now in your life, in your business that's lacking some of these things? You know, are you loyal to the people around you? You know, do you have others in your life, friends, family? If you don't, find them, right? Are you persistent? Are you persistent or just busy? And lastly, are you present or are you just trying to prove something? Because at the end of the day, guys, all these things help you form a new identity. These things like this help me change my identity to become who I am today. And here's the one thing I'll say about identity is you never perfect it. You're always refining it to make it better. And identity starts up here. 80% of what we need to do is up in this gray matter. 20% is all the technical stuff, all the systems, processes, people. You get this set up here, you are on the path to success. So it comes down to 3 things. You change your mindset, you will then change your business, and in turn, guys, it will change your life. Have an amazing day. Talk soon.